and welcome to the Bot Box. You may remember Megahertz's episode from a couple of months ago, and remember Anvil from that episode. Well, it's time that Anvil, the robot which could push a man standing on an anvil, had its story told. Anvil's team, according to the wiki, were going to enter the third and fourth wars with a bot called Dr. Evil, but this was scrapped in order to make Anvil. The Anvil scene was in fact Mark II. Mark I was used at very early live events. Anvil for a combat robot was a bit of a pancake, but as you can see on this carefully paired robot height chart, Anvil is 14 centimeters tall. For comparison's sake, here is the height of Series 9's shortest robot, Jellyfish. As you can see, Anvil is 3 centimeters shorter than the machine that went bloop. Anvil made its debut in the Forces Melee in Extreme 1. Yes, it's back to Extreme 1 for us all. Anvil represented the RAF, which has recently had its centenary, for those who didn't know. Their ties got knocked. This is mild for extreme trash talking. Can't explain this normally. By the way, the camera angles used to introduce Anvil made it look flatter than it was. It fought Megahertz and a literal tank in Rhino. The first thing that happened was Rhino opening the pit. For its trouble, Rhino got pushed around by Anvil. Rhino tried pushing Anvil, but Anvil was too quick. So it pushed some more. Rhino then ran over Anvil and Megahertz. Megahertz hung out with house robots for a bit, whilst Anvil shoved Rhino a bit more. So Megahertz entered the fray, though Anvil became the filling in an Anvil sandwich. Both Megahertz and Anvil escaped, so Anvil resumed shoving Rhino. It backed off, which was just as well, since Rhino was in the process of losing a track because of Anvil. So, whilst Rhino got free, it didn't escape an attack on the other side, whilst Megahertz went close to the pit. In a moment of freedom, Rhino shoved Megahertz in. And Anvil decided to send Rhino in, but since Rhino was on top of Anvil, stop sniggering. This is robotic combat. It needed a bit of help from Dead Metal. Thanks to Dead Metal's shove, Rhino went in. So did Anvil. It was time to call in the judges, who ruled in favour of Anvil. Unlike Megahertz, Anvil was in the Forces Special episode where it fought a literal submarine called Subversion and the original Shockwave, which for the curious had a Taron-esque vertical spinning bar, not a 360-degree lifting scoop like the other Shockwave. Oh, by the way, Anvil entered by helicopter, Plunderbird style, in their intro. They had good intros in that episode, I don't know why. In battle, Subversion was attacked, then Anvil got in another Anvil sandwich. Only one where the bread fights back. Shockwave did a lot of shoving, mainly Anvil. Subversion opened the pit when both Anvil and Shockwave were near it. It was Shockwave that went in. See? I told you this, it was the original Shockwave. Next up was Zorblock, which had a lifter and an axe and an elk blade. There was more trash talk. I think I've watched enough Robot Wars Extreme to be used to it. Anvil first shoved Oblak aside, but gammy driving meant it got axed by Shunt and ended up getting shoved some more. Oblak attempted to axe Anvil, but missed by miles. Another attack by Shunt left Oblak upside down. Despite being able to self-right, they ended up at war with their own Sremek and got stuck. Well, until they got freed by Shunt. So Anvil shoved Oblak some more. It got freed from the wall twice, but this just led to more shoving. Even Oblak's attempted flip cost the lifter its attachment to Oblak. One last flip killed Oblak. It got sent to the house. Robots counted out, flipped, toasted, and pitted. In that order. So Anvil ran and made the final. Here we come full circle. Anvil's opponent was Megahertz. Naturally, Anvil started off by either chasing or shoving Megahertz. Megahertz drove into Shunt and got axed for its trouble. It got free, and after an attempted attack, Anvil opened the pit. Megahertz then drove into a wall, got freed, and then attacked by Dead Metal. Megahertz then chilled out on the flames a bit, only to get shoved some more. Megahertz shoved Anvil into Shunt, but the axe strike missed, so Anvil shoved Megahertz again. After more shoving, Dead Metal rocked her. Megahertz ended up in a corner whilst Dead Metal turned around and shoved Anvil into the pit. But the judges ruled Dead Metal's move was illegal and judged the battle until Dead Metal broke the rules. And the judges ruled in favour of Anvil. Now we really have come full circle, as Anvil would not return. Before I go on to my final thoughts, you may remember that last week I said Scar was one of 2 undefeated robots in Robot Wars, and you may notice, oh wait, Anvil was undefeated. Obviously that's the other robot. Actually, technically it isn't, because what I should have said was Scar was one of 2 robots that was undefeated in main competition. Anvil's wins were all in Extreme 1, so technically it's not on that list. As for Anvil itself, the driving and the tactics were there, but it's not an exciting shovebot to watch like Storm 2, and that's gone beyond the shovebot status. I can respect that it's got quality behind it, but to watch, it's not that interesting. Well, apart from the Oblak fight, that had its moments. Poor L-Plate. It might have done well in the main competition, given that it was undefeated here. It could have done well in main competition. Who knows? We'll never know now. But it would have struggled against a flipper, I suspect. It didn't face a flipper, so no air miles, though ironically this was a bot representing the RAF. Now, time for episode 42. Well, not yet, but you know what I mean. Who's going to be its subject? The Parthian Shot. Until next time, Carlson244 out.